Greetings and welcome to episode 4 of my hardcore road to glory. Again, thank you so much for the recent support. If you guys keep enjoying them, definitely let me know what you guys would want to see improved. It helps me understand how to shape this series. It's the first time I'm doing something like this, but without further ado, in this episode, I want to talk to you guys about, the teams that I made. As you can see on the screen, that's the team that I first started with in Division Rivals. I made this team 1 week ago, but warning, as I show you guys the gameplay for my placement games, we'll talk a bit about that later. What you need to know is that this is the first team I made. I'm going to tell you guys why I made this team. I'm going to tell you guys the 2 changes I made to this team while I was using it, and I'm going to tell you what we ended up doing after all of that grind. Now, the reason I made this team so early, and I made this team really early, it was about a week ago, and it was during my draft grind. Right now, spoiler alert, I finished all my drafts, right? So we finished all of it. We got all the coins we can get, and we have our final team for now. But the next step is obviously to keep getting better with our, current team. But this team was made specifically for placements in Rivals, getting rank 1 in Rivals for the packs that you already saw, and getting Elite 1 in Squad Battles, which I'm going to be posting tomorrow. Obviously, the packs aren't out yet for Squad Battles. I needed that grind. I felt like it was worth interrupting the draft grind a little bit for this, and let's go through the team right now, right? So, played a 4-2-3-1, Donnarumma in net. I chose him because high reflexes, seemed like the best option for me in Serie A, so we went with that. Malquit was there essentially because there's not really a lot of right back options in Serie A. Florenzi was an option, but I needed that strong link to Manolas. He's not great. He's super expensive, and I'm glad I sold him in the end because he's one of them that's going to crash. But again, gives me the strong link to Manolas, who is an absolute demon. He's a god. He's incredible. His only downfall is that he essentially cannot play with the ball. Like, he can't pass, shoot, anything of that. So get the ball out of his feet, use him to defend, and he's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Murillo was awful, and we only used him at the start. As you can see from the video over here, we saw Skriniar. He did end up getting upgraded by Skriniar. I'm top 100 right now in the world for matches. Not matches played, sorry, but coins earned from matches. So from that grind, we were able to quickly upgrade Murillo to Skriniar, who wasn't great, but obviously a huge upgrade to Murillo, and he did well for the time being. Haps at left back. Why did I get him? The plan was to get Tagliafico at left back to give that strong link to Promes, but obviously at the time, informed Tagliafico was out, and so his normal card was extinct, and I wasn't going to spend 40k on an inform, which, although to be fair, once he dropped to 36, 35, was a decent investment, but I just didn't have the funds. I needed other players elsewhere, so I got Haps. He was a great surprise. He's not going to be Maldini for you at left back, but he's fast, he's agile, he recover, and so did the job for me. At CDM, we had Allen and Nainggolan. I think Allen is a must if you do a Serie A squad. Maybe Matuidi could be a substitute for him now that he's also medium-high. So either Matuidi or Allen are must, but I went for Allen, again, for that link to Manolas. And Nainggolan, I went for him for nostalgia reasons, but honestly, it was a pleasant surprise. As you see here, 13-17 we got for placement. So you can't get higher than Division 4. I think our draw came to a tough opponent because it still gave us Division 4. Usually you'll get Division 5, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong if you draw 1, but it was enough for us to get Div 4. And again, Nainggolan proved to be phenomenal, not just for nostalgia reasons. Yes, he got nerfed a lot, but high, solid enough, good body, composition, stature, and all that. And he's like a brick in the middle of the midfield. Now, my front 4 were Promes, Insigne, Politano, and Rebic. Rebic played at striker. I went for him because, less than 10k, 88 pace. I was like, okay, he's going to be a decent striker. Lo and behold, he ended up getting subbed out for Papu Gomez because he couldn't turn, and I really need players who can turn. He was actually woeful, so it didn't really take long for me to make the change and get Papu Gomez going, who was better, but also kind of disappointing. Politano came in there. The original plan was to have Lozano in that spot, but I didn't know that they nerfed Lozano's weak foot. He's now a 3-star weak foot, so I was like, I'm just going to save the coins, go for Politano. He'll do the job for now, and he did. Insigne at Cam was also a big disappointed. He's 87 rated, but he just doesn't play like an 87 rated would from the Premier League. An 87 rated from the Premier League just plays at a completely different level, and so I would definitely not suggest it unless you really are like at the early stages of your team and you just need a quick upgrade, someone, you know, to carry yourself or your team. And then Promiz, obviously, he was probably my best player. Once Rebic came out the squad, he became my makeshift striker, and you know, he was by far my best player because you could just tell the way he moved in a straight line was just better, 5-star skills. But I just needed something better. So after all of this grind, you know, the team on the screen is obviously the Serie A team that you see, but by now I finished all my drafts. I played 12k points worth of draft, and it can get you a lot, especially if you win most of your games the way I did. And let me show you guys the team that we now have. So this is our current team, and you might be thinking, yo, Stallion, how'd you go from that to this? Because I know this looks a billion times better, and it is. But here's the thing. Number one, like I said, I bought that Serie A team early for around 200-ish K. By the time I sold it, I had made like an extra 50, 60, 70K. I can't remember exactly. So that gave us a little bit of profit. Number two, like I said, made a ton of coins from being top 100. Well, from being, you know, playing a lot. And the proof of that is that I was, or I don't know if I still am, but at a certain point I was top 100, like around 70-ish, 60-ish, maybe 50-ish in coins earned for playing the game. So that's like an extra 150K that I've gotten just from playing the game. Second of all, the profit from selling that team, I think I already mentioned that. The Serie A team got us a little bit. Yes, I mentioned that. And then, obviously, I did 12k points, like I told you guys, in draft. And I know I got some comments, Stallion, this is a FIFA Road to Glory. You're not supposed to put FIFA points on. And I understand that sentiment, right? But at the end of the day, this is my channel. It's YouTube. It's a Road to Glory. You know, I'm not following any commandments or a holy book that tells me exactly what I need to do. And it's also why I called it a hardcore road to glory, because like I said, guys, it's the road to glory from the perspective of someone who is a hardcore player and would like to, you know, dip their feet in competitive. It's not ideal. It should never be this way, but it is what it is right now. And honestly, like I've said to many people, you think I'm spending a lot. Honestly, I think out of people who want to compete, 12k is literally the least anyone to spend. Most people spend around 500, 600, 700 and above euros, and even that is not a lot anymore. So I try to do it as minimalistic as possible, just for the sake of the series, even though that puts me at a huge disadvantage when I do play. I've already been playing some friendlies, and I've already been playing a lot of these competitive sweats in Division 2 rivals, which is where we are at now, and it's a huge disadvantage, guys, coming up against Neymar, Mbappe, and all these guys. So if you can't handle the fact that I called mine a hardcore road to glory as a means to explain the 12k points, you don't have to watch the series, guys. I understand if you don't like it, but for me, I made that decision. And the drafts, this is what I got out of it. Now, if you're not used to that grind of 12k FIFA points into a draft, you would think that this is incredible return for that. But actually, among the players that I talked to who are competitive players, some of which have been to events, when they saw my team, they're like, wow, you got really, really, really unlucky considering you put in 12k FIFA points into draft. So for future reference, if you're not used to that grind, you can expect at least a team like this, especially if you're good with timing, because I made my team right before, I sold my previous team right before the crash, the small crash for small cards during Friday the 26th, because that's when global release was for the standard edition and the most packs were being opened. So the mid-tier and lower-end tier cards, such as like Nangolans, had a little bit of a dip, and then I bought these cards during that dip because I had already been prepared, right? So let me go through the team for you guys and explain to you guys what the decisions that I made. Unfortunately, no custom tactics today because honestly, I'm just playing 4-2-3-1 and nothing special. And we're still experimenting, really. I haven't found anything that's like extraordinarily worth sharing. So we got Burki and net, no reason other than the fact that he gives me a strong link. We got Semedo at right back, mostly because I needed Dembele at right mid, but Semedo is good. Ignore the chem style. Ideally, he has a chemistry, but he's quick, and that's pretty much all you need. It kind of feels like if you have pace on your fullbacks, it makes up for low defensive stats. Now, Akanji at center back with Hernandez. Hernandez is phenomenal. He's agile, he's quick, he turns fast, and he's good defensively, especially with an anchor. Luckily, I got him before he became a wants to watch card. Akanji, on the other hand, is I'm not a huge fan, right? I need him to get out of my team as soon as possible, and I'm eyeing that foot swaps, icon swaps, Rio Ferdinand whenever that comes out, but that might be too long. So hopefully I can do something before that card is available via icon swaps or whatever it's called. Left back, Roussillon, he's there for the strong link to Hernandez, but he's a pleasant surprise. I like him a lot. Now my CDMs are Delaney and Wijnaldum. Now, Wijnaldum's obviously a striker for chemistry reasons, but Delaney, he's playing off chem with an anchor, and he's phenomenal. The choice was between him, Goretzka, and Witsel. Why did I go with Delaney? Well, Goretzka came out of the equation because I knew I would have someone like Wijnaldum as my second CDM, and having both Wijnaldum and Goretzka was not going to work for me because they're both players that are good enough to be the second defensive midfielder, right? They're not good enough to be the first because they only have defending around 75. Sure, you could slap an anchor on it, but I just didn't feel comfortable with that. I needed my main CDM, the one who's like never coming forward, to have at least above 80 defending, and Informed Delaney has 85. He also has the bonus of being a Team of the Week 1 player, so I feel like this was a good choice on the field and off the field for the future, resale value when that day comes. Wijnaldum, he's just like really essentially a better version of Nainggolan with the 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, same as him. He does go offensively a little bit occasionally because I don't put him on stay back, and that's why I slapped an engine on him. Now from best, actually I'm gonna do my front four of Felipe Anderson, Son, Dembele, and Lucas. I'm going to tell you guys about them from worst to best. At worst, unfortunately, we have Felipe Anderson, who plays as my cam, so he's honestly the first guy I want to upgrade. Why is he my worst? Yes, he has got decent pace and good dribbling, but at the end of the day, because in Division 2 Rivals, I'm playing against people who have the likes of Virgil van Dijk. You can catch me on stream if you want to see that gameplay. And some people have Blanc, some people have Varane, a lot of people actually have Varane. He just doesn't hang with those guys. It feels like he's not quick enough. It feels like he's not strong enough. It feels like he can't turn fast enough to deal with those guys. And it feels like his passing isn't good enough to help him quickly pass out of those situations. And his shooting is not good enough to shoot from far or from anywhere for that matter for him to be good enough at cam. Second on that worst list is Lucas. He's definitely better than Felipe Anderson. He can turn a lot quicker, and he actually can get away from a lot of that pressure that Felipe Anderson struggles with. Maybe I should put him at cam instead of Felipe. But the problem is, again, passing his shooting let him down sometimes, but he's definitely better, gives me better runs and all that sort. In second place, I'd say Dembele, the surprise, because this is a player that, on paper has always looked good with a 5-star, 5-star, or at least 4-star, 5-star when he was that in FIFA 17. But I wasn't expecting much out of him because he was always a letdown for me. This year, phenomenal. Like, honestly, the numbers he's putting up, I'm surprised myself, and I'm not complaining. I will take those numbers. Thank you, Demboos. You are welcome to stay with us for a little while longer. And then the star, right? The main man, Son Aldo, I bought for $397. He's already above 420, I believe. So obviously you could tell my timing was good, not perfect, but it was good enough. So we're gonna get profit off of him, hopefully, if we can upgrade him before he ever eventually does crash further down the line. But he's so good that I don't see him crashing for a while. As you can see, 37 goals, 15 assists in 35 matches is incredible, considering that's all from Division 2 Rivals against absolute monsters of players, sweats, competitive players, verified players, all that sort. And you can tell he can hang against Virgil van Dijk's and Blanc's. Of course, he doesn't destroy them the same way maybe Zidane would, but he can hang, which means he has his place in a team with the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe, if we ever get to that team. Of course we will, but he's a player that I'm not looking to upgrade. Maybe for a long, I'd need a really good reason to do that. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my team for now. I know it's a big shift, but I tried to make you understand how this happened, right? It happened via the draft, 12K on draft. And again, if you don't like that, I'm sorry. This is how I decided to do the series. That's why I called it a hardcore road to glory. We got these coins. I bought this team actually for around 720K. Now it's already worth more than 800K. So a reason we were able to buy it is not only the 12K drafts, but the grind. We were top 100, and I still think we are top 100 for coins made on just by playing. We got, Rivals Rewards packs, which were on the channel. I think the last video, they weren't great, but they did give us a little bit of coinage. We got these from just making profit on buying the other team early and then selling it at their peak, and essentially just grinding, man. This is what 12K FIFA points does. I'm really happy with the team for now, but we definitely need upgrades. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what I could be doing with my coins. I started the bronze pack method. Hopefully that helps, generate some extra coins, because I really need the help. People at my level right now are out teaming me a lot. So I know to some of you guys, it could seem like my team is insane, because some of you guys might be doing full road to glories. But trust me, this team is subpar for the opponents that I'm facing. Nonetheless, hope you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know what you guys think I should be changing, if anything, because, I just started doing this RTG series, these hardcore RTG videos. But, until next time, peace out.